Today is January 22nd, 2016, and these are your Sarno Class Weekly News Updates. Hello, Sarno Class and families. It has been another great week here in 5th grade. We had a bit of a crazy schedule with the I-STEP practice testing that we did on our iPads this week, as well as the 2-hour delay, but somehow we were still able to pull off a 51% or more Goldstone week, which resulted in our few minutes at the end of the day of Friday free app time. So yay, we did it. On to our announcements and reminders this week. We had a visit from the music directors at the middle schools this week. If your child is interested in joining the music department next year, be sure to ask them about the paperwork they received on Thursday. We are going to have an instrument try-on day next Tuesday for those students that are interested. Also, letters for the second round of high ability testing were sent home with various students today, so please ask your child if he or she received one. And be sure to look at the paperwork that is involved with that. I am also in the process of getting caught up on grades this weekend. I've done my best to be very on top of it, and for the most part I am. But if you're just wondering about a few things that your child did this week, I'm slowly getting it in my grade book. Okay, on to this week in class. Let's start with literacy. This week in literacy, we of course have been pairing our American Revolution stories with certain topics in literature. This week we did Molly Pitcher, and we also began guided reading in this quarter, which is very exciting. All of your children have been benchmarked to a new level, and everyone has moved up, which is even better. So yay! Students, it's your turn now. I want you to tell your parents what your guided reading group name is, which book your group decided to read for book clubs, and also, how did Molly Pitcher get her name? Tell them those things. In math, we finished out Unit 6 and we will begin Unit 7 on Monday. Students, please make sure that you study for this test and ask your parents if you need help on some of those questions. In writing, we continued with persuasive writing. This week especially, we have moved beyond the pre-writing stage, and now we are in the process of writing our leads, or our first or maybe second argument for our persuasive writing piece. So students, I want you to tell your parents about your topic again, if they forgot, and what your most compelling reason is for that topic. Remember, mine was about zoo animals and how they should stay in zoos, and one of my most compelling arguments was that some species struggle to survive on their own in the wild. Okay, in social studies, of course, we are still talking about the American Revolution, and this week specifically, we touched on the Declaration of Independence, and then we also talked about the two different armies between the British soldiers and the American soldiers. We also had a crazy debate that we did over the two armies today. I'm going to insert a clip from that debate. It was really fun, so hopefully you will enjoy the fun that we had with it too.
Come on, let's finish it up. We got it right, and now it's time to prove. Nice. More Texas. Ooh, nice. Go, Mike. We got 60,000 people in our troop.
Students, I want you to tell your parents about which side, either the British or the American, had better reasons for continuing to fight in the war. That is what our debate was about. Okay, and finally, we move into Genius Hour. We haven't talked much about this yet, but we've been doing a little bit by bit every week. So, we had a lot of fun in it this week. If your child has not explained what that is, now is the time for you to ask them and for them to tell you. It goes along with our PBL for this quarter right now, which is about risk-taking. That is why we did the rock climbing field trip. It paired well with our PBL. So, students had the opportunity this week to create tweets that they are going to send out to experts on their projects. I am going to do this with my own Twitter account, and I am so excited to do it, and I'm hoping for a lot of good responses from multiple accounts. So fingers crossed that we get some responses and people want to help us out to become experts on the topic that we are taking a risk with. Okay, and finally, those are our weekly announcements. As always, please feel free to email me with any questions you may have. Have an awesome weekend. I will see you all next week. Also, really quickly, I want to thank you all for the supportive emails and responses that you have given me over my trip last weekend. If you were curious and you didn't hear, they did win, which is really exciting. So my sister became a collegiate national champion, and it was also my old team. For those of you that didn't know, I did cheer at IU, so it was just a really great weekend, and I appreciate you being interested in my personal life. I think that the kids enjoyed hearing about it too. So thank you. We had a blast. We did not get to any of the parks because I was at practice with her the whole weekend, but we had so much fun. So thank you again. Have a great weekend.